It is not often that I shoot a video with my hat backwards, but I'm doing that because I just got a new headlamp and we got to put this on my head here to test it out in a minute. This is the NU33 700 lumen output headlamp from Nitecore. As you can see, brand new in the box. Some of the details, you got an auxiliary red light, a primary white light, USB-C charging port, power indicators, weatherproof IPX or IP66 rated. So you probably don't want to dunk this thing underwater, but it can resist some of the elements out there. So we are unboxing this, going to give you the rundown on the details right now, and then we will take it out into the night and use it. So as we take it out, Nitecore does a good job with its packaging. That's what it looks like here. Open this thing up, and the light is right here, actually. I was holding it upside down. So let's take this out and show it to you. Looks more similar to like a Princeton Tech, you know, that type of headlamp, a black diamond headlamp, as opposed to one that's got a standard like 18650 that kind of runs a tube that way. So here's a look at the headlamp right there. When I put this guy on my head, you can actually see what it looks like after I show you a couple things here. So there's your USB-C port on the bottom. You got your power switch and your power here and mode here on the top. It does pivot down. I'm gonna drop it. It does pivot down and pivot up, and you can lock it in various positions. Power indicator on the side there. So we'll put this guy on. Adjustable strap here. Let me tighten this guy down a little bit. That was probably too much, but all right, so that's what that looks like. I prefer not to have a strap over the top of my head. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I just think it's more comfortable to have this. It does come with the USB-C cord with the little Velcro thing. I love the Velcro on these cords, just keeps them organized. It does also come with some warranty information there, and then here's your quick guide for the headlamp. I had to pause the video and go pursue my PhD in Nitecore because this thing has so many features. So let me give you the rundown here, right? So we got a power switch and a mode switch. So hold the power switch down. You're gonna come on. It's gonna come on with a primary LED. Hit the mode switch. It's gonna go over to your secondary, which is a softer one. Hit the mode switch again. It's gonna go to your red. Hit it again. Back to the primary. Okay. Now when it's in the primary mode, hold down the power switch. It's gonna go off. Hold the power switch. It goes on. Tap the power switch. It's gonna go up, up. So low, medium, high, or low, medium, high. I think they might be calling the highest turbo, but those are your three different settings, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then it's off. All right, so hold it down, goes off. If I double click on the mode switch, you're gonna see it's gonna go into, I think, SOS here with the primary light. So double click. Yeah, so SOS. You can see that. 2, 3, and then one more time. 1, 2, 3. All right, now I click the mode switch again. Hang on a second here. Actually, click the power switch. There it is. Click the power switch again. It's going to go into beacon mode. If I click it again, it's going to go back to SOS. Hold it down and off. All right. So you have 1, 2, 3 different outputs for your primary light, plus a SOS, plus a beacon. That's on your primary center light. Now hold it down. It's going to come on. I'm going to go to your secondary light. Now, if I hit the mode switch, we're going to get, sorry, not mode switch. Now, if I hit the power switch, it's going to go to the higher and the lower. They're calling that ultra low output. So higher and lower, higher and lower. Go hit the mode switch and go over to the red light. Hit the power switch. Now we're going to have slow flashing red. Hit the power switch again. It's going to go to steady red. Mode, back to the main light. So the mode light is going to the mode option is going to take you between the main, the secondary, lighter, or white light, soft white light, and red. So main, soft white, red. So lots of features, as you can tell. The other thing is if you hold down both the switches, it's going to go into the lockout mode. So that triple click means if you bump it, it's going to flash, but it's not going to come on. Hold it down, it's going to unlock. And now it's back into normal functioning mode, scrolling between the three. Hold it down and it's off. So lots of features. Now that soft or ultra low, good for around camp or at night. You don't want to wake anybody up. Obviously the higher outputs are going to put light out into the night more. And then the red is going to save your night vision, and also, your beacon, your SOS, and the red flashing, good for signaling. So there's a quick rundown of all the features. Like I said, it's a lot, which is a plus. 700 lumens at your highest output for this light. All right, let's talk about your lumen outputs. All right, so for your primary light, you have a mid at 60 lumens for 38 hours, a high at 200 lumens for 9 hours, and your turbo at 700 lumens for 4 hours, which is a lot of runtime for that. For your soft white, your auxiliary white, you have ultra low at 6 lumens for 147 hours and a low at 50 lumens for 47 hours. Then you have the constant on for your auxiliary red, 13 lumens for 26 hours. Slow flashing is 13 lumens for 50 hours. Then you have 700 lumens for your SOS and 700 lumens for your beacon. They don't give you run times for those two. Now it does have a built-in 2000 milliamp hour battery. Again, I've talked about this in other videos. Pluses is that it's built in. You don't have to worry about, getting batteries to replace it. Minuses is once that battery dies, it's dead. I would love to use this thing just again and again and again until that battery just goes totally kaput. And then I could say, hey, I had this for 6 months, 6 years, 16 years, whatever. And that's when it ran out. So I honestly, for a light like this size, I'd love to have a lithium ion built in, but then also be able to pop this open and put in a bunch of AAAs, a couple AA's, whatever. But that's just the reality of some of these rechargeable lights. So with that said, you've seen a lot of the functions. I got my PhD in night core, and now we're going to take it out to the night and use it. All right, I'm outside now, and you can see the light is obviously on. Walking around one car here to get over to my truck to grab the tripod for shooting this video. This is on the normal LED setting, and just zoomed out there, and at the lowest setting. So you can see what it looks like to just kind of walk around here. Let me look around in the yard a little bit. You can see I cut down a tree there. So that's on the lowest setting. Let me go up one more setting. As you can see, I can see off to the woods there. Definitely throws some pretty decent light out, but very, from right in front of me here all the way to the woods, I've got plenty of light. So I can see, 2 feet in front of me all the way out to probably 60 feet away there, 70 feet away there, maybe even more. So there's a quick look at that. Let's try a different mode here. So now that's in the softer mode, which you can't really see a whole lot out there in front. Let me put it up a little bit higher. Actually, let's go here. There it is, a little bit higher. So with the low, you can see my hand. I can see a little bit in front of me here. At the higher setting with the softer light, you could definitely see out. I could probably see about 30 feet out in front of me. Go to the red here. So there's your red. Again, I could see probably 20 or 30 feet out in front of me. There's the flashing. So yeah. Now I'll go off in the distance in a minute and shine this back with the flashing so you can see what that looks like. But there's a basic look at some of your different functions. Again, this is your normal LED. Going over to your softer light, lower. Oh, that was higher, and this is lower here, higher, lower, higher. Now over to red, and then your flashing red. Back to regular red, back to your LED. All right, we're looking off into the yard here. This is the normal LED at the highest setting. So you can see over to the playset there, over to the stone wall, off into the woods. Quite a bit of light for this tiny little compact headlamp. No 18650, but whatever battery they have in here is definitely just doing some work. Let's go to some lower settings here. So there's the lower LED, medium LED, higher LED. We'll just look around a little bit. So I will tell you, I'm quite impressed with this. At this highest setting, it's really tossing some light out there. Even the middle setting, still quite good. I mean, I can see all the way to the stone wall quite easily. I would definitely be totally comfortable walking around here with that medium setting on. All right, let me head out there and shine the light back so you can see what the flashing red looks like and the red looks like. Let's wrap up now talking about the Nitecore NU33. Price point for this is right around 50 bucks. So if you pick up your average, probably Princeton Tech style headlamp similar to this, you're probably going to pay 30 bucks and up, I would say, in general for about this size headlamp. That's going to run off probably 3 AAAs. So you are paying more for this. You're going to get overall, I think, a lot of functionality. I mean, that LED really did a nice job putting light out into the night so you could see quite a distance. Having a flashing red on a headlamp, I think, is great whether you're out running, walking, hiking, you're out kayaking at night and you need a signal, general signaling. If you keep something like this in your car, I always think about, you know, put that flashing thing on, put it in the back window so that if you're stuck on the side of the road, people, you know, it gets their attention as they're driving up. I would, as I said before, like to see a headlamp like this have a replaceable battery option in addition to the fact that you can plug it in and charge it. That's not the case for this one. Sometimes I test gear and then I just put it back in the box and then sell it. This one is going to go into my rotation so I can use it more, so I can get a longer term sense of it. I think the price of 50 bucks is pretty reasonable for what you're getting. If you're like, no, I want to spend 25 to 35, you probably got to go in a different direction. If this offers functionality for you that's useful and you like the rechargeable option with USB-C, then I think this is one worth checking out. My overall experience with Nitecore has been quite good. I've had no major like bombs. I had one light that I think I dropped it and then I tried to get them to fix it and it was too much for me to ship it all the way back to China, so I just passed on it. But overall, they've given me very good products that I've enjoyed using. So yeah, the NU33, let's hear your thoughts on it, especially if you own one. Let's hear your thoughts and what your experience looks like. But I think the price it's not an exceptional value. It's also, I don't think, like way overpriced or super cheap. I think it's kind of right where it should be price point wise. Offers a good deal of diverse functionality and seems like a solid headlamp. So I would give it a thumbs up and say it's a good light. So let's hear your thoughts on the NU33 based on this video. And then also if you've used it as well, or you own one, or you know someone who does, what's their experience with the NU33 from Nitecore? And let's get that conversation started in the comment section now. Thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.